Hello everyone and welcome back. So means we can say as a result, that's why, therefore, the nouns, adjectives, verbs and adverbs are very important. In sentences, of course, English in general, English is all about nouns, adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. Now, we have come to the point, to the step that we use the parts of the speech like nouns, etc., as I counted previously. Noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverb clauses. We will see that we also use them as the subject of a sentence and object of a sentence. Yes, verbals. When it comes to verbals, we immediately remember infinitives, gerunds, and participles. For example, to study is necessary before presenting something. Or, as you know, they have both active and passive forms. Okay. And, for example, perfect forms. Or to have studied as a perfect infinitive, to have studied, to have prepared something is very important before a presentation or to present something new. Yes, in short, what I want to say is that we will, from now on, from this video on, we will again summarize, of course, in detail the infinitive and gerunds, and then we will start noun clauses. And of course, we have already studied adjective, relative clauses. And in the end, we will finish them by studying adverb clauses again. In fact, you already know them. I am sure you know them, the adverb clauses. And let me say this point as well. The adjective clauses and the relative clauses, the adjective clause and adverb clauses are dependent clauses. They are complex sentences, but when it comes to compound sentences, they are dependent, and we connect them by using and, or, but, etc., etc. We will also see them in 7 videos. Yes, in 7 videos, we will also study those connectors, okay? Those connectors to make compound sentences. Yes, after this short introduction, let me share the presentation of today. Okay, all right. Anyway, yes, hello and welcome back to our English Acquiring channel. Okay. Yes, let's concentrate on the give and the situation, of course. There is a bird walking constantly. Yes. In general, yes, as for the verbals, for example, infinitives, gerunds, and participles, they are verbs originally. But here, now, for example, it is not a verb, but it is a noun as a subject of a sentence. You know this very well. Of course, if you have followed the former videos all. Let's read it. Walking by regular steps is good, or just walking is good. Isn't it so simple? walking is good for us. Yes, walking by regular steps is good for us. Or walking in the mornings by regular steps is good for each of us. Yes, we can produce lots of thousands of millions of sentences. Learning something new is good for us. Educating ourselves is necessary for us, etc., etc. We can use all the verbs as a gerund. Okay. Now, trip 4. Trip 4 is, as you see, connected with gerunds. Because gerund form is also a noun, like infinitive form, we can use gerund form both as a subject and as an object of a sentence. Yeah, this is a pattern, speech pattern. For example, walking by regular steps is good. Or another way, and it is more common, it's good to walk. Yes, it's good to walk. What is it here? It is impersonal subject, okay? We don't see a person, the doer of the action here, but in fact, it represents, it shows, it signifies the action. Yes, walking, okay? It's good to walk, okay? 3, walking is a sport. Walking, it is just like a beginner level of a sentence, okay? For example, football is not a sport, football is a game. Yes, but swimming is a sport. Okay. It's but with impersonal pronoun, with impersonal subject, we do it like this. And also this is more common. Instead of saying walking is a sport, it is good to say, it is better to say, it's a sport to walk. Yes, after some certain verbs, okay? And let's remember this point as well. Verbs can be in past, present, or future forms. Okay. I enjoy walking in general, but last year I enjoyed walking, and I am sure I will enjoy walking next year as well, because I enjoy walking in general. 6, I have no complaints. I have no complaints about walking. Do you see verb ing, verb plus ing, walking. I have no complaints about walking. So after prepositions, and you know it very well, that we use gerund, verb ing. I never complain about, okay? Complain about walking. I never complain about walking. Okay. I am interested in walking, for example. I am interested in walking. I am fond of walking. I enjoy walking very much. Okay, gerund is used now. The first heading is the subject of a sentence. Learning English is enjoyable. Learning English is enjoyable. Walking is healthy. What else is healthy? Drinking clean water is healthy. Going to bed early is healthy. Waking up early is healthy for us. Now, what do the images say? Keep calm and enjoy learning English in a different way. Healthy style, how to keep health, how to keep and maintain, sustain our health. We should learn something about keeping our health. Okay, 3, joining a competition is a social attitude. Joining a competition is a social attitude. What else is a social attitude? Joining a meeting, joining a meeting is a social attitude. Joining an occasion is a social attitude. Riding a motorbike is dangerous but exciting. 5, not attending the classes regularly is not beneficial, useful for her. Of course, we can use it also like this in a negative format. Let's focus on this point again. Attending the classes regularly is beneficial. This is positive, okay? Attending the classes regularly is beneficial, is useful for her. But of course, it is also possible like this in a negative way, not just opposite of it. Not attending the classes regularly is not beneficial for her. We should also get used to using them not just only in positive way but also in negative way. For example, asking questions gives you lots of things, a lot of things, but not asking questions gives you nothing. Okay, let's go on. Okay, again, let's compare, okay, those three speech patterns in English. I mean, those infinitive, gerund, and participles. Okay. Being thrifty is what we need. Okay. Being thrifty. Earning money is what we need, or having enough money is what we need, and being thrifty. Being thrifty is what we need. As you see, gerund is the subject of the sentence. Being unthrifty, just opposite of thrifty. Being extravagant, okay? Being wasteful. Being unthrifty is not what we need, okay? It is not it. Yes, being being unthrifty is noun. What we need is a noun clause, so it is not it. In this way, we say it, being thrifty is not what we need. Okay, being thrifty is what we need, or what we need is being thrifty. What we need is the subject, for example. What we need is being thrifty, or being thrifty is what we need. Being thrifty is subject, what we need is the object. Okay, just like saying a car is what we need, or what we need is a car. Okay. My friend John is moderate at spending money and time. I appreciate him for not being stingy, but being frugal. Economical, frugal, thrifty. Yes, same thing. A beautiful human good quality, in fact, being frugal. Being frugal is a lifestyle for him. Being frugal is a lifestyle for my friend John. Being frugal, again, attention please. Being frugal is a lifestyle for him. Being frugal is subject here, and it is gerund. But here, being frugal, he doesn't have financial problems. Here, it is a complex from it is derived. It is obtained from a complex sentence. For example, the original form is as he is, okay? Because he is frugal, as he is frugal, he doesn't have financial problems. So in short, in a shortcut, okay, being frugal, he doesn't have financial problems. Why doesn't he have financial problems? Because he is always frugal, not extravagant, frugal, economical, thrifty. Okay, now let's take a look at this red sentence. In fact, the goal for each of us is to be neither wasteful nor stingy, that is, to be thrifty, economical, and consistent. Yes, coherent, isn't it? Yes, it is exactly like this. Okay. Now, after adjectives with prepositions, this is very famous. Maybe I have told it at least 10 times. Yes, so far. Okay. It is very practical, and everybody should know that after adjectives with prepositions. In short, after prepositions, we use verb ing form like this. My father is good at playing tennis, good at playing tennis, earning money, spending money. My father is good at reading books, communicating with people, etc., etc. Millions of sentences can be produced. Two, I am interested in playing computer games. I am interested in playing computer games. I am fed up with repeating attention, please. So let me not say attention, please. Okay. Four, I am accustomed to. I am accustomed to. I am used to answering that kind of questions. Yes, I am accustomed to. I am familiar with. Okay, I am used to answering that kind of questions. You can ask that kind of questions whenever you want. It means, and relax, relax, and ask that kind of questions. Okay. Five, he is successful in preparing magazines, in designing magazines, in publishing magazines. Six, they are proud of working with you. They are proud of working with you. They don't complain about it. They don't complain about it. They don't complain about working with you. They are proud of working with you. After verbs with prepositions again, after verbs with prepositions, no, not again. After adjectives with prepositions, yeah, good at. Now it's time to focus on after verbs with prepositions. For example, accuse somebody of doing something. They accused him of breaking the screen. In passive structure, he was accused of breaking the screen. So practical. To almost everybody in the group congratulated him on winning the gold medal. I want to thank her for what? For what? What is it? Okay. I want to thank her for helping my child. Okay. I want to thank her for what he has done. What he has done for my child. For apologize for doing something. She apologized for keeping the convoy waiting. She apologized for keeping the convoy waiting. She apologized for making the convoy wait as causative. Make somebody something, do something. So she apologized for making the convoy wait, or she apologized for making them wait. She apologized for keeping the convoy wait, keeping them waiting, keeping the convoy waiting, or keeping them waiting. Keep somebody doing something. 5, learning English mostly depends on repeating a lot. Yeah, depends on, hinges on repeating a lot. It is very necessary to learn English. Yes. Do not complain about working too much. Give up complaining, please. Give up complaining, please. Because of up, we use verb ing. Give up complaining, please. Yes, what do Images say, don't complain. Yes, stop complaining. Don't complain. Just work harder. Stop complaining. No complaining. No complaining. Challenge. Yeah. Stop complaining, but challenge. After nouns with prepositions. Now, after adjectives with prepositions, after verbs with prepositions, we have studied three full videos about those headings. Now, after nouns with prepositions, for example, there was a discussion is noun. There was a discussion about finding solutions to all kinds of pollution. 2, have you got a difficulty or trouble in getting the weather report? Have you got a difficulty in getting the weather report? Yes. Or just they say it is also possible. Have you got a difficulty getting the weather report? But I advise you to use in. It is also 100% true. Have you got a difficulty in learning English? In finding the marketplaces? Do you know anything about producing wind energy? Okay. After while, after as, after, before, we use also gerund. For example, verb ing. After seeing the postal worker, Okan began running or started running. After seeing the postal worker or the mail carrier, Okan started running towards their house, maybe to give the good news. Okay. But now this is active. After seeing somebody, okay, active. But after being seen, now it's about the postal worker, postman, the mail carrier, okay? After being seen, now this time, the postal worker started running to give the good news to Okan, okay, to the child. We have to acquire them. Yeah, these are really practical and so useful. After certain expressions, for example, it's no use being, doing, having. It's no use having a second car now, for example. It's no use going out very often. It's no use being extravagant, okay? It's no good. Also functions like this. It's no good buying a second car now. It's no good having the second house now. It's no good being extravagant, okay? It's no good being extravagant for the time being. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. There is no point. It's word ing. It's not word also possible. It's not worth buying the second house for the time being. Can't stand, can't help, can't face. I can't stand listening the songs of that singer, or I can't help listening the songs of that singer. I can't face that singer. Okay, before, after listening, before listening. How about listening? What about listening the songs of that famous singer? I feel like extremely practical. I feel like singing a song, or I fancy, again verb ing. I fancy singing a song, or I feel like listening to a song. Without, I don't leave my office without singing a song. Have trouble, difficulty, have fun in. I have fun in listening to rock music. Approve of doing something. What's the use of? And also of doing something or being done. Approve of educating the children or approve of being educated. Okay? Also, we can use the passive forms of the verbs with ing. What's the use of? Okay? What is the use of going there? What is the use of being being interviewed? What is the use of interviewing that singer? What is the use of being interviewed by that journalist, reporter, as well as doing something? In addition to is also preposition here. In addition to writing stories. Yes, Ahmet Bey enjoys reading stories in addition to writing stories. Get used to doing something. Yes, you know this. Get used to. Get used to doing something also means get accustomed to. You will, for example, you will get accustomed to speaking English fluently, or you will get used to. You will get used to speaking English fluently and accurately. Be used to now for the time being. I am used to. I am used to using English in different situations. Okay, become accustomed to also. Be used to means become accustomed to. Look forward to doing something. I look forward to making a video about conjunctions, the 7 group conjunctions, a group, and group, but group, so group, or group, the conjunctions, or so that group conjunctions, because group conjunctions. Okay, I am looking forward. I am looking for, or I look forward is also possible. I look forward to making videos about those conjunctions. Object to doing something, no complaining, for example, I am busy, would, do you mind? Yes, etc., etc. Yes, here are also clues for you. I really advise you to make at least 100 sentences by using those 20 practical and useful expressions. And here, you can use these clues. For example, it's no use asking such questions. Okay? Okay, it's no use drilling a hole in the wall. It's no use talking to the manager. It's no use going to an Italian restaurant. It's no use crying over spilled milk. It's no use denying the fact that mountains are high, etc., etc. Okay, and here's another extra one. Can't face something, can't face doing something means not want to do or deal with something unpleasant. Of course, we should face solving our mistakes, or we should face correcting our mistakes. We should try to deal with our mistakes, our difficulties, our problems. Okay, yeah, let's see a few of them separately. We have taken a look at them in general. Now, let's focus on them in detail, separately. Okay, specifically. For example, no good doing something. So it's no good. It's no good talking to him like that. Active. It's no good being talked to him like that. Active, passive. Yes, after certain subjects, subject verb plus verb ing. For example, enjoy. Ahmet enjoys. Ahmet enjoys playing. Okay, imagine doing something, advocate doing something. He admitted being impolite, or he admitted having been impolite. Okay, to be impolite and present, but to have been impolite, past perfect infinitive, okay? So he admitted being impolite, present gerund, but he admitted having been impolite, perfect gerund. So both of them are very practical. Okay, he admitted being impolite, he admitted having been impolite. Okay, the Barney and what was the name of the other? Anyway, yes, do you want the whole story? Do you want the whole story? Do you want the whole story? And that's the whole story, Barney. That's the whole, yes, Fred Çakmaktaş. And that's the whole story, Barney. Okay, nice expression. Okay, you have three options. You have three preferences. You have three choices. Okay, options. Two, why did you deny doing something? Okay, why did you deny having chosen three options? I saw that you choose three options, not four, not one, not five, three options. Okay, why did you deny having chosen three options? Three, have you imagined or dreamed of, daydreamed of, thought of? Yes, imagine doesn't have a preposition, but it takes gerund. Have you imagined writing a story in English? Or have you thought of? Okay, have you thought about writing a story in English? Five, I can't resist fishing a lot. I can't resist fishing a lot. So it means I always want to fish a lot. Okay, they should avoid doing something. They should avoid playing near the canal. Okay, please warn them. They should avoid playing near the canal. Six, I suggest doing something. I suggest now, okay, are you ready? I suggest spending that money on useful things, not useless, not on useless things. Seven, I appreciate doing something. I appreciate telling the truth. Okay, I know that it is a valuable behavior. It's a valuable attitude. Okay, I always appreciate telling the truth, active. But what about the passive? I appreciate being told. Okay, I appreciate being told the truth as well. Okay, now they will say best thing to spend your money on. Speak truth, be honest. People will appreciate it. People will know the value of that virtuous behavior, of this generous, kind behavior, gentle behavior. Now let's focus on active and passives again. I enjoy telling stories. Sorry, I enjoy telling short stories. What do you enjoy doing? I enjoy reading short stories. Passive, I enjoy being told short stories. What do you enjoy being done? I enjoy being told the truth. I enjoy being told the truth. I enjoy being given presents, or I enjoy giving presents to the other, but maybe it's the human nature. I enjoy being given presents by the other people. Okay, 8. I couldn't understand their keeping it as a secret, or I couldn't understand keeping it as a secret for a long time. 9. I will always remember having been told that truth. I will always remember having been told that truth. Passive. Okay, what did Mark Twain say? He said, column, yes, not semicolon, column, yes, okay, dot. Okay, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Yeah, But if you don't tell the truth, you always have to remember that lie. And okay, to tell the truth, I haven't told the whole story yet. Tell the truth, I haven't told the whole story yet. Yes, we have some more. We have some more things to tell. Okay. Now quiz time. Let's do it from the key. And again, let's please focus on the questions. 1. Although I told him twice, he forgot blank my letter and brought it back to me again. Yes. Okay. Although I told him twice, he forgot to. Yes. Forget to do, remember to do, forgot to post my letter. Okay. He didn't do it. Okay. He should have done it, but he didn't do it. He forgot. He forgot to mail my letter and brought it back to me again. Okay. So we will study them in detail in the next video. Just after this video, those differences between to post and posting. Okay. To walk and walking, buy and buying. Yes. After, especially remember, forget, stop. Yes. Some certain verbs, because there are some certain verbs. They both take an infinitive and a gerund, but with a difference in meaning. Message. Question 2. The injured small boy couldn't remember blank into another bicycle for an hour after the accident. So the injured small boy couldn't remember crashing into another bicycle. So remember doing. The newly accepted trainers are instructed not to talk to the strangers. Yes, instruct somebody to do something. These animals comforted the traumatized and helped the battle scarred to avoid becoming obsessed with their injuries or being obsessed with their injuries. The psychologist was treating a child who was very withdrawn and refused to talk, refused to do something, refused to talk. Now, time to build our vocabulary. Okay, perspective is a very necessary, useful, and practical word. Perspective on something or about something. Of course, perspective on doing something, about doing something. Perspective on means a way of thinking about something in general. Okay, especially one which is influenced by the type of a person you are or by your experiences. Attitude, it is like perspective, but its proposition is to or towards, not on, about, okay? Perspective on or perspective about, we use those prepositions after perspective, but we use to or towards attitude. For example, what's your perspective on education? What's your attitude towards education? Okay. Or to education in this country. Attitude means the opinions and feelings that you usually have about something. Usually, something. Mentality, yeah. Mentality. For example, I like your attitude. I like your perspective. I like your mentality. Okay. I like your way of thinking. Way of thinking. Style of thinking. Outlook. Yes, what's your outlook on? Outlook on, like perspective, okay? What's your outlook? What's your perspective, instead of perspective, what's your outlook on education in this country? Outlook on. World view or mindset. I like your mindset. I like your mentality. I like your world view. Posture. towards, again, we use towards the way you behave or think in a particular situation. Yes. Approach to, also very useful. But again, to towards, yes, to towards. Approach. A method of doing something or dealing with a problem is what's your approach to or towards education in this country. Foresee is an excellent verb. Foresee, foresaw, foreseen. Expect and believe that something will happen. Predict, yeah, foresee exactly means predict. Think or know that something will happen in the future, of course, depending on some evidence. For example, Ekrem has a positive posture, yeah, perspective, towards having change and being conservative. Yes, so as a positive perspective, no, let's change it like this. Ekrem has a positive posture and approach because of the preposition towards. Okay, approach. Ekrem has a positive approach towards having change and being conservative. Who has a negative posture towards them? Yakup has a negative posture towards having change and being conservative. I can foresee that. Very practical and useful. I can foresee that. Okay, noun clause, that clause. I can foresee it. I can foresee that. You will always be aware of what you are doing before you get your aim, attain your aim, achieve your aim, accomplish your aim. Can you foresee how you will be after you achieved your aim? Yes. Can you foresee how you will? Noun clause. How is not a question word here. It's a conjunction. It's a connector. It links the main clause and the dependent clause. Can you foresee how you will be after you achieve your aim? Yes, I can foresee it. Brainstorm means an idea that someone thinks of suddenly, usually singular, a sudden clever idea. Brainstorm as a brainwave, yeah, that comes suddenly to your mind. But brainstorm, the British English, informal. If you have a brainstorm, you are suddenly unable to think clearly or sensibly. A temporary state of confusion, a period of unclear thinking. So it has a negative meaning as a noun. Brainstorming, but this is positive. This is approval, okay? As you know, brainstorming, having a session, having a negotiation about a topic. Brainstorming, when a group of people meet in order to try to develop ideas and think of ways of solving problems, yes, it is a really good activity. Yes, it requires, of course, social attitude. A brainstorming session to come up with slogans for new products. Brainstorm as a verb, we can also use it. Let's brainstorm this topic, for example. Supply as a verb, provide people with something that they need or want, especially regularly over a long period of time. Supply also means provide, also means equip, as somebody with preposition with is used in all three of them. Afflict has got a negative meaning, with or by something, affect someone or something in an unpleasant way and make them suffer. Yes. Furkan's ideas were really rational, logical. Furkan's ideas were really logical, rational. Obviously, he had a brainstorm. Why were Turan's ideas also sensible? Because Turan is always into brainstorming ideas. Tamer has got both competency, proficiency, and authority to give a seminar on friendship. Who has got both reliability and responsibility to work as an organizer? Yes, we need just a name. George has got both reliability and responsibility to, noun to do, to work as an organizer. Rasim Bey will supply them with, okay? Rasim Bey will provide them with the plans they need for their project. Who will supply them with the tools? Mr. Brady will supply them with the tools. A deep melancholy might be affecting negatively, okay? Might be afflicting Ayhan at the moment. What might be afflicting Semi? What might be afflicting Semi? An obsession. An obsession might be afflicting Semi. Might be affecting, influencing Semi negatively, in a negative way. Ayhan should face the truth. Yes, Ayhan should face the truth. What should Semi do? Semi should face his mistake, or Semi should face his impoliteness. Is Burak afflicted? Is Burak afflicted hypertension or kidney stone disease? Yeah, this is passive. Do you see? So, is Burak afflicted by or with? Here we need them. By or with. Hypertension or kidney stone disease. Unfortunately, Burak is afflicted by hypertension. What difficulty has afflicted you recently? Not finding a solution to a problem has afflicted me recently. Do you see the necessity of clauses, especially noun clause? When we do not remember a noun, for example, we can just use a noun clause in place of it. Yes, and after finishing the next video, it will be also about infinitive and gerunds. We will immediately start the noun clauses. As you see, they are very important. What difficulty has afflicted you recently? For example, not finding a way, okay? Not finding a way to a problem has afflicted me recently. Or, for example, the problem that happened, the problem about education, that the problem about education has happened, has afflicted me recently. Yeah. Okay. Or that the problem happened this morning. Okay. That the problem happened this morning has afflicted me recently. Okay. Suffer, yes, it is like afflict. Suffer means if you suffer, you are badly affected. If you suffer, and we use it from. For if you suffer, we can add it here. If you suffer from a negative situation, you are badly affected by an event or situation. Yes. Alice is suffering. Oh, suffer from. Why don't I use here suffer? Halit is suffering a lot of pain. He must have mixed up some right and wrong things. He must have. Hypothesizing. Yes, after noun clauses, we will study hypothesizing like this. He must have mixed up some right and wrong things in the past, okay? Yeah. Is he experiencing a physical, mental, or emotional pain? He is experiencing, for the time being, He's experiencing a physical pain, not a mental, not an emotional pain. Okay, suffer from, yeah. He must, Khalid is suffering from. Let's put from here. Yes, I am sure about it. Khalid is suffering from a lot of pain. Yeah, I think it's okay now. Let's go on to. Let's go on. Move on to. Let's move on to the next page of this presentation. Process of, noun of. Instilling means providing quality for someone without pressure, like instilling a liquid into a container. Instilling means providing quality for someone without pressure, like instilling a liquid into a container. Excellent explanation. What does brainwashing mean? Yeah, brainwashing is just the opposite of it, with a disapproval or negative meaning. Let's try to explain it by using the example sentence. Brainstorming means providing information for someone with pressure, okay? With forcing, by forcing, with pressure and by forcing, like not instilling, but like pressing a liquid into a container. Not naturally, okay, but instilling is a natural way of providing something for somebody or something. It's a process of instilling is a process of providing somebody or someone with something in a positive, in a rational, in a scientific way, in an ethical way, in a pedagogical way. Yes. Bad news, noun, of course, it is uncountable. So we use a piece of news, you know. An irritating, bad news is an irritating, troublesome, or harmful person, situation, or thing. Troublemaker. Yeah, if you say that Tuncay is a bad news, then so now we can use because it's the character. It's a person, okay? It's a psychological character. So we can use a. For example, Tuncay is a bad news, or Tuncay is a troublemaker, okay? Tuncay is a troublemaker. There is an idiom, wet blanket. Yeah, wet blanket. He always tries to change positive things into negative ones. Okay. Turn out is a beautiful expression. Turn out as a phrasal verb. Happen. Yeah, turn out. Happen in a particular way or to have a particular result, especially one that you did not expect. Yes. Something which happens, which occurs, which takes place, but especially one that one that you did not expect. Okay. Sweetheart, also a psychological character. Friendly, easy to get on with, easygoing. Yes, I love it. Warm, approachable, welcoming, hospitable, affable, amiable. Yeah, sweetheart is a democratic. Is a Democrat. Yes, he or she has democratic behaviors. He or she does not like to force people to do something. Yeah, Democrat. Yes, autocrat. A sweetheart is not an autocrat, but he is always a Democrat. A sweetheart, just like a Democrat always gives a chance to explain their opinions, okay? They always, a sweetheart or a Democrat, always gives a chance to everybody to express themselves, to tell their opinions. But what about an autocrat? Of course, he or she prefers just doing the opposite. They love pressing, oppressing, forcing people to do not what they want to do, but to do what the autocrats want to do. Okay, someone who makes decisions and gives orders to people without asking them for their opinions. Autocrator, despot, dictator, authoritarian, Caesar, fascist, totalitarian, tyrant. Yeah, these are psychological characters, types of people. Okay. Democrat is someone who believes that everyone has a right to be involved in making decisions. Yes, it is richness. Because two, for example, 10 minds, it is natural that are better than one mind. Yes, if they come together and if they share their opinions, of course, there will be a good decision in there at the end of this meeting. SWOT means someone who spends too much time studying and seems to have no other interests. Yeah, just like a workaholic. Also, SWOT is a character. For example, Mahmoud is a SWOT. It means he studies a lot, and he does not want to have want to be interested in other activities other than or except for studying. Of course, there should be a balance between studying, working, and leisure and free time activities. Okay. Now, if they support the autocrat, okay, they support the autocrat, he will get more and more he will become, I think is better. Yeah, get also possible. He will be or he will become more and more autocratic. Yes, they will feed him. If they supporting is feeding the autocrat. Okay. It is clear, it is natural. What will happen if they support the Democrat? Of course, he or she will be more and more democratic. Büşra doesn't want to see Semih as she believes that he is bad news, a troublemaker, or a bad news. Yeah, a bad news also because it's, as I said, it is the psychological character type, a character type. Yes, a bad news, a troublemaker. Why don't you want to see Selda? Can she cause trouble as well? Yes, Selda can also cause troubles. That's why I don't want to see her again. Okay. Yasin had a business difficulty, but things turn out all right at the end of the month. Although Yasin didn't expect to have this result, he had that a positive result. Yasin had a business difficulty, but things turn out all right at the end of the month, and Yasin had a positive result. Yes, something positive occurred, happened, turned out means Something positive happened. Something positive occurred, took place. Okay. Who was turned out to be right and wrong? Yes, everybody thought that Marco was wrong, but Marco was turned out to be right, and Simon was turned out to be wrong. Okay. When did it turn out that? Okay, it's very practical. When did it turn out that Turan had passed the exam? 2 months ago, it turned out that Turan had passed the exam. Very practical. I advise you to produce at least 5 sentences. Okay. It turned out that, their children had read 10 books at the end of the month. Okay, what went wrong? Yeah. Up to now, everything has gone wrong. Present perfect. Up to now, everything has gone wrong. Nothing has gone right. Okay. What went wrong? For initially, first of all, yes, at the beginning, initially, Nadir and you believed that Nadir had to stay away from his boss. To his surprise, it turned out that he was wrong. What else turned out? What else happened? Yeah. What else turned out happened surprisingly? Yes, it turned out that my neighbor would buy a new house. But everybody thought that my neighbor couldn't buy a house, but it turned out that he could buy a house. Maybe he was going to buy a new house. Yes, let's take a look at the sweetheart again. It's a very positive character type. Personality character, as a personality character, it is very positive. A sweetheart is someone who is likable and friendly. Why is it easy to get along with a sweetheart? Because they listen to you very well, patiently, silently, and they speak when it is necessary, and they value your personality, and they tell you your mistakes in a diplomatic and democratic way. So, what was the question? Why is it easy to get along with a sweetheart? So, because of all these good qualities and values and behaviors, it is easy to get along with a sweetheart, or it is easy to get along with those sweethearts. Who calls Ayhan a sweetheart? His neighbors and friends call Ayhan a sweetheart, or as a sweetheart, or his neighbors call Ayhan as a sweetheart, to be a sweetheart, or being a sweetheart, or we may not use them. It is also possible. His neighbors call Ayhan a sweetheart. Okay, so this is the end of our presentation today. I hope again it was useful, and I hope you benefit from it. Okay, so see you next time.